Hey guys, my name is Emra,
And my name is Osk.
and we are gonna show you our top 5.
Video games in our opinion.
So basically, we picked out 5 games each that we enjoy playing, where 3 of the games are from back in the days.
And 2 are from more recent times, like 5 years to now.
Okay, here we go. Okay, the first game I chose was Path of Exile. This is an MMORPG, which means massive multiplayer online role-play game. So you basically make your own character and evolve it throughout the game and walk through huge areas with different characters.
Path of Exile is also one of my more recent games that I found about a week ago. You can evolve your characters by killing enemies and grinding gear. You can also obtain gems, which are used to upgrade your abilities and skills. Path of Exile is definitely more enjoyable if you play alongside friends over Skype. So you basically go and team up with someone you know, and you can go kick ass, as you always wanted to do.
I have started with the number 5 pick as Crash Bandicoot, where you are a beaver thing that jumps around and crushes everything and control monsters.
Crash Bandicoot is one of the games that I have emotionally connected to. This is because it was actually the first game I ever played. And the game is about you being Crash Bandicoot and with his friends to take down this evil doctor called Cortex. He and his co-workers is there to take world domain and collect something called Dark Dojo in most of the games to gain power.
As my number 4, I picked the Sly Cooper trilogy. This is a game from back in the days where you play as this raccoon and his friends and go out on thief missions.
Okay, so the story starts when Sly Cooper is a kid. His family is a gang of thieves with master skills. But one day, his family gets killed by Clockwork, an evil eagle made of steel. The game is basically about Sly trying to get revenge on Clockwork, as well as revealing all the hidden secrets of his family. I really love this game, mostly because it was one of the first games I ever invested time in and played a lot. This game really started my love for all kinds of video games, and I still love this game to this day.
As a number 4, I have chosen Lego Star Wars 2, where you are the characters from Star Wars and you do the missions that were done in the movie.
In LEGO Star Wars 2, you start in this bar where you can go to certain doors to go to maps. In these maps you can collect coins which are used to unlock characters. In these maps you can only choose certain characters at first, but when you win the map, you can actually be all the characters that you have unlocked. And if you get a certain amount of coins, you get a sort of achievement, and you can collect other stuff like red blocks and yellow blocks and gold blocks to get sort of achievement or a self-mastery. You can also create your own characters in the game that you can use to do different stuff.
Okay, as my number 3, I have the Ratchet and Clank trilogy, the 3 first game of the Ratchet and Clank series. You play as this space rabbit with his robo-friend, and you're going on missions on different planets to save the Earth.
The Ratchet and Clank trilogy is somehow similar to the Sly Cooper series, except you get to use shooting weapons against aliens. So the thing that I love about the Ratchet and Clank series is its variety of weapons and upgrades. For example, for each level on each weapon you get a new ability on that weapon, you get more shooting range, you get more damage, you get a special ability, and if you complete the game you unlock even more upgrades. And to achieve these upgrades you have to buy them in stores, and for you to have enough money to buy them you have to collect bolts around in the world that you get by killing enemies or destroying crates. And what you can do as well is you can go into arena fights, which is small mini games where you play against a lot of other enemies and try to survive during that battle. It gets harder and harder for each round, and at the end it's a mini boss. If you win this boss, you can earn a grand prize, and that will help you get more weapon quicker. This is something that I just love about this trilogy, and as well as Sly Cooper, this has also meant a lot to me and have helped me form my lifestyle to video games.
As my number 3, I have chosen Ratchet and Clank 1 because I like this one in particular, and I think it's amazingly fantastic, amusing.
Resident Clank 1 was a game that I was really amused by when I was little. It was fantastic graphics, the gameplay, it felt just so amusing that I could see this on the screen, and it was the monsters, and it all went together really well. And the game is about you being this guy called Ratchet that is a space fox. The game is really about saving his friend and destroying the evil guys and saving the world.
As my number 2, I picked League of Legends. League of Legends is MOBA, which stands for Multiplayer Online Battle Arena.
League of Legends is definitely one of the games that I've spent the most time on the last couple of years. Even though you get placed on the same map every game, you get to play as one of two teams. You can play one of 5 roles, and there you can play one of 125 different playable characters. But still, there is always something new and refreshed to the game. For example, there are 46 quadrillion different matchups in 5v5. That means that you never play versus everyone in every single way. So you have to just practice and know your role and get to know everyone you play around. This is definitely one of the games that you will like to play with others more than you'll sit alone and play by yourself. So you'll basically more likely to set up a Skype group and play whenever you can with all your friends. After hitting level 30, which is the highest level of the game, you can play a game mode called a ranked game, where you can qualify for different ranks and leagues where you can place yourself in your own skill group and rank up and rank down.
My number 2 is Smite, a MOBA where you play as gods and goddesses and mythological creatures, and you see it from third person backwards instead of top-down view.
Smite is a game where you play as gods or goddesses, mostly in a 3v3 or a 5v5. In game, you play in a lane or in a jungle. In the jungle, you go around and kill monsters that gives you buffs. These buffs could vary from damage to speed. And you get items from the gold that these monsters give you. In the lane, you get to play against another player, and you go against minions that are stupidly overpowered in the early game. And out of the game you get favor points for the games that you have played, and you could buy gems for money. You can get also skins.
As my absolutely number 1 game, I've chosen Guitar Hero.
I love Guitar Hero. I mean, who doesn't? It got everything you need. It got great music, great gameplay. I mean, you don't need anything more. It's just so perfect combined and made into a perfect guitar game. You can play alone in the career mode, where you get to go through every single song in the game. And when you've completed the main story or the main game with all the different songs, you unlock all the songs in Quick Play, where you can play with your friends for just a simple song. Or you can play through the whole career as a band with teammates. You can play the guitar and your friend can play the bass. Group up 2 or 3 people and just combine together and just make that amazing band that you always wanted to do. It's not even hard to be good at it. If you're gonna be amazing, you have to practice a little. But if you're just gonna play the game and have fun, almost don't need to practice at all. It won't take time before you get into the gameplay, and the rhythms are really easy to join in. And if you really want to have fun, you can even play against each other and compete in who's getting the best scores. And it's also fun game modes like arcade, where you can shoot power-ups at each other to make the game harder for them, easier for you. So I just advise everyone to go try to get a copy of Guitar Hero. It's just, if you love rock music in particular, you can just, I can assure you, it will be worth the money. Yeah, it's just so amazingly done, and I just love the way you can just sit in front of the TV screen and play Guitar Hero, play your favorite song, try to improve your scores, try to unlock new songs. You can do everything. Also, it's been one of my most memorable games throughout my childhood, as I played with my friends. But I just remember that time as amazing, where we competed and just had a lot of fun. So I can't just stop talk about Guitar Hero. It will always be one of my favorite games, and I can assure you, it won't change for a long time.
As my number 1, I picked The Last of Us, where you mostly play as a character called Joe. It's an adventure zombie game.
The Last of Us is a game where you mostly play as a character called Joel, who is supposed to survive a zombie apocalypse with an ally called Ellie. You're supposed to survive also the attacks from humans and other creatures. What makes this game so dang good is the feeling, the characters, the story, and most of all, the idea of the zombie apocalypse. And the idea is spores, mushroom spores, and this idea is just in general genius.